Okay, now we're going to talk about using the passive and when and why we use it. Okay, passive sentences are much less common than active sentences, but they are very useful when we want to focus on what happened and to what or whom. Okay, the first sentence below focuses on the agent or the performer of the action, my brother, and uses an active verb form. The second sentence focuses on what happened, was designed, and to whom the house uses, and to what or whom the house, and uses passive verb forms. Okay, so my brother just bought an unusual house. This is active voice, my brother, subject, object. Okay, next it's passive. It means the house. Was designed and built means somebody designed and built it, but here it becomes passive. It was designed and built in the 1950s. Okay, we often use the passive because the agent, the person or thing that did it, is unknown or is unimportant in a particular context. So I say their car was stolen, means we don't know who stole it. The important thing is about the car. Dr. Henry, one of our most prominent scientists, was honored with an award last night. Okay, it's not important. We're not interested in who gave the award. Dr. Henry is the important person. Okay, we often use the passive because the agent or the person who did it is people in general, or it's obvious from the context. Okay, so I say, what is this called in English? I mean, what do people call this in English? But it's obvious. People, everybody. Sam Edwards, 32, was arrested at his home last night. This is his age, which they often give in police reports. The police arrested him, but I know that. Nobody else arrests people except the police. So the police is obvious, and I don't mention it. I use the passive voice. Sam Edwards is the important information. Okay, using the passive. We sometimes use the passive to avoid blaming somebody for something or to avoid taking responsibility. You can notice this in newspaper reports somewhere, sometimes. David didn't notify anyone about the meeting, so no one was notified about the meeting. When I say it this way, I stop blaming David for it. We have made many mistakes in this war. Okay, if I say many mistakes have been made in this war, I'm not taking any responsibility. When I say we, I'm being responsible for the mistakes. If I make the passive voice, I am saying I'm not really responsible. It just happened. And more about it. Because the focus of a passive sentence is on what happens and to what or whom, we rarely mention the agent. We rarely mention who did it. The few times that we do, it's because the agent is worth noticing. And this might be because it is new or unique or unexpected or non-human. We expect agents to be human. Okay, Iga is an endangered language. It is spoken in Ivory Coast by only 300 people. This information is important, so I put it on with the by. And if I want to make the active voice of that sentence, I would say only 300 people speak Iga in Ivory Coast. Or I can say, the engine is started by an electric device. Here it's not a non-human agent, so that's a little surprising, so I put on the by. The active for this sentence would be an electric device starts the engine.